I did what I did. Don't worry about what I do. Worry about you. Don't want to be cool. Still hanging with the... Man, shout out to Megan. Shout out to Megan. Ooh, this mirror underneath here looks so good, y'all. Look at that. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Anyway, hi. I am the owner of this channel, Shark Roses. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get to, I think I need 50 subscribers so I could go live. So if you can help me with that goal, if you like what you hear here or you see here, just hit the subscribe button. That'll let me know you support this channel, and one day maybe we can go live together. So you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title. I'm going to be talking about the Megan Thee Stallion documentary, and wanting to get into it. So I don't know where to start. I'm not really good at formatting my videos. I don't know. I don't have like a formula yet. Still figuring that out. And also, sidebar, on this channel, my goal is to not do up-to-date news about everything that comes out. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what this channel is. If you're, if you want to be on that journey with me, then great. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. But I still am not, I don't know what this channel is supposed to be yet. So if you want to figure out that journey with me, then stay tuned. But yeah, based on the title of this video, we're going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and this crazy ride that she took us on. But a fun ride at the same time. I like the documentary. The documentary, all in all, to me, I like it. I really, really love it. If I have to rate it, I don't want to rate it. It's just either I like it or I don't. I like it. I love the angle that they took as far as following her mental and emotional health through the entire Tory Lanez thing. And yes, that's a big chunk of it, but I like the way that they went about it on this documentary. I don't feel like it was too much or it was over the top. I feel like this documentary is going to age well as far as capturing her journey. And I love that they incorporated, anime into the documentary. It's something she's really into, and I feel like it was really her personality. Let's say it like that. It was really her personality. So starting out, first of all, let's start with Megan and her mom's relationship. Amazing. That was such a beautiful thing, and I felt like it was documented beautifully. I love that. I love that she was raised around women, strong, confident women that love themselves and was encouraged their younger women in their family to also love themselves too, and to put themselves first and to care for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you can see that in Megan's music all the time. You can see that in her music. You can see that, when she's performing on stage, that like it's not coming from a place of insecurity. And I really love that. And I feel like that's why everybody was drawn to her. And I love that the way she, again, the way they talked about her family and stuff like that. I feel like that was really, really dope. Then let's talk about, I'm going to be saying a lot. So again, I'm not a professional journalist, so it is what it is. I'm just giving my opinion about the movie. It was really dope. It was really dope. I like that they documented her graduating college and stuff like that. I wish they would have talked about, had like a small little segment about what was her dream. I know she's answered that a lot in interviews, but I feel like people love to gloss over the fact that she's also an educated woman too. You know what I'm saying? And she was doing that at the same time of grinding to reach her dreams. Like, she's also educated. So I wish they would have talked about like just a snippet of that, of like, other than being a rapper, what does she want to do? I know she answered that question a lot in documentaries, but I'm just saying in interviews, but that would have been cool. I loved how they edited out all the other friends except Kelsey, though, like the way that she was going to come up later, and they even had a segment about that. And again, I feel like I love the way they put in the Tory Lanez story thing, the incident. I love the way they put in the shooting incident, or I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. they put in, you know, the Tory Lanez incident. But I love the way that they, again, documented her whole journey around that. Because it does seem like, watching it, right, from the beginning to the end, I was able to, like, pinpoint that time of reference, like, the events that happened, you know, from her performing at the AMA Awards, I think it was, and just all the little pieces. When her big song blew up, Big Ol' Freak, when that blew up, like, it was so crazy. It was so cool to watch. Everything that has happened within, like, the last 6-7 years, from the documentary, and being able to reference what was going on in my personal life around that time. You know, all of this stuff is going on, you know what I mean? Like I said, her big song, her album release, and I remember in interviews she was talking about that, like her mom passing, but then she's still having to, like, show up and give everybody these fun interviews, still having to work, still perform songs, you know what I mean? But you're sad, and you had to literally cut the plug on your mom, like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And then still go turn up with everybody, because you know, if your mom was here, she would want you to have fun and turn up and with everybody. And that's just so crazy. And to deal with that at 24, 25 years old, that is, people at any age can't do it. You know what I mean? So to expect a new, like, she just became super rich, you know, her music just started taking off, and her fame is taking off, you know what I'm saying? She's still trying to finish school, to have a young 20-something. And I remember around that time, everybody was trying to make fun of her GPA. It's like, what? Like, that's just crazy to me. Yeah, like, the world is so mean to women in general. The world is mean to women in general, but the world is fucking shitty to black women. Because, again, the schedule alone, and then you just literally had to cut the plug on your mom. And she wasn't able to be there to watch you cross the stage after watching, you know, she wasn't able to be there to watch you win, you know, all these awards and stuff like that. Your dreams coming true, and you had to be the one to pull the plug on her. And you know what I mean? Like, and then the expectation to, like, also have a 4.0 GPA from the world. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. But yeah, like, it's so interesting. Like I said, even just watching the documentary and being able to remember and recall those big moments in music from her career, and, you know, to remember what was going on in my personal life around that time. It's just so crazy. And I'm like, damn, like, this girl is really dealing with all this on a fame level. Like, the world is watching you with no fucking compassion whatsoever. That's crazy as fuck. The whole Tory Lanez, so let me just talk about that. Let's get into that real quick, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. Megan, her friend, the best friend, and I love how she opened that up, because we see her in the beginning hanging around a lot and everything like that. Then she opens it up with her and her best friend. And I love that, because you could tell she cared more about the best friend and the friendship than she do about this nigga. Like, let's really talk about it. So and that they were smart for documenting it and editing it that way. But let's be serious, you know her longer. Like, we became, I'm Megan. I'm looking at her like, Abby, you knew me before fame and money. You know, you knew me before fame and money. Like, I'm loyal to you, you loyal to me. And so they're saying the whole situation about her sleeping with Tory. First of all, everyone was using Megan's sexuality and her openness and her confidence against her when the whole Tory Lanez thing happened. And what irritates me about the world, and they're not going to change just because I said something. I'm not delusional, but I'm still going to say my fucking opinion. What irritates me about the world is, if you don't like somebody, stand on that shit. You don't like her, whatever, fuck her. She a hoe, she this, she that. But to say, you can't even say and stand on it when she got shot. You can't stand on that being enough of a reason for you to say, I don't give a fuck about you being shot. I don't give a fuck about you being shot. I don't like you, bitch. So therefore, I'm on his side. Not that you have to take a side anyway, because you don't have to take a side. But the way people weren't even able to say to themselves out loud that because I don't like you and I don't like the way you live your life, therefore, in this situation that has nothing to do with me, I'm going to root for the guy who shot you. You know what I'm saying? People, when I have to sit back and realize, because I was online when the shit was happening in real time, but to see the documentary play back again or whatever, it's so crazy to like realize that there are so many unhinged people in the world. There are so many unhinged people. That is unhinged. If you cannot stand on the fact that you don't like somebody, so therefore you're gonna root for the person that literally fucking harmed them, and men literally online saying aim higher. Again, I love the way the documentary was edited, because yeah, put those clips in of all those men saying aim higher, he should have shot her in the head. What? Just because you don't like the way somebody living their life, as if you have to be here to watch them live their life. You don't have to care. So what? Move on. It's never that serious. It's never that serious to the point where you're saying it's okay because I don't like somebody, it's okay to shoot them. No, everybody starts trying to make it about her being a liar, as if no gun went off, as if there were no bullets in no one's foot fragments. Like, what more do people need to prove? And then I remember her putting the picture of her foot with stitches in it. Like, this is crazy. Almost to the point where she was about to release her medical records, which she shouldn't have to do. Like, that's crazy. And then the way everyone's acting like she is suing him, or she is pressing charges against him. Megan never pressed charges against him. The state of California pressed charges against him. You need to take that up with the fucking DA. Like, why are you taking this out on somebody that's not you? Like, I'm feeling some type of way, because that's crazy as fuck. I would have been went off on everybody. I would have been went off. What? Like, why are y'all talking about to her like she the one that's pressing charges? You need to take that up with the state of California. She not pressing charges. That's crazy. And then on top of that, because you can't even stand by saying you don't like somebody, you got to use every other excuse of lying about this or saying, who gives a fuck about who fucked who? Once guns have been drawn and blood has been drawn, all of who don't like who or who is fucking on who is out the window. That's what I mean by, like, when you realize you're in a world full of unhinged motherfuckers that they really feel like, and then on top of the fact, they can't even stand by it. You can't even be honest. You gotta use other bullshit to justify why somebody got fucking shot. Like, who does that? Anyway, so then the Kelsey situation. Now, let me tell you something. Because like I said, I remember, you can recall moments of, Megan's, pinnacles of Megan's career, with my own life or whatever, right? So I was in college before, a few years before Megan was. I know I look very, very young, but I was in college a few years before Megan was, before she blew up. We was around college kind of at the same time, but I think I'm probably two years, something like that. I don't fucking know. But anyway, when her and her friends, right? When that thing happened with the Gayle King, and I love that she put that in the documentary. That is smart as fuck. I love that. Love them. Love her for being honest, right? I love her for being honest in her documentary, because her entire reaction to it is fucking the truth, and it's solid, and it makes sense. Bitch, this is not about who is fucking on who. This is about a nigga getting mad enough to pull guns and point them at people. Because God forbid if the motherfucker did aim high enough. Thank God his ass can't fucking aim. What? You mean to tell me this argument is worth somebody getting fucking shot? A stupid ass, early 20s, dumbass argument. That, come on now. I had a situation like that with my sorors. I wasn't involved in the situation. But my sorors, right? These bitches is arguing about a nigga. The situation reminded me of that, a situation like that in college, right? the truth comes out that Kelsey was fucking on Tory, then Megan was fucking on Tory. First of all, no shade to Kelsey, and this is not because she's not famous. Fuck that. This is a young, famous black man, right? This is a young dude who has a lot of money. He has not hard launched you. No shade to Kelsey. This is no shade to Kelsey, but I've seen this incident before. I've seen it, and I'll tell you that in a minute. It's the same scenario. But this man got money, right? These is broke ass college students over here. But in this situation, this is a young, famous dude. You think you the only one smashing him? Girl, sit down. Not only that, you never had a hard launch with this man. No one knows that you're in, and there are people who are in relationships with people and they don't tell everybody, but 1 or 2 pictures. They don't need to be on your Instagram every single day, but 1 or 2 pictures. Y'all never had a public declaration of being together. Even to this day, Tory has never publicly declared being with you. He said he was just smashing both of y'all. Okay, fine, whatever. That's what young people do. That's what young people do. Who gives a fuck? Need to go to the doctor, but that's a story for another day. This sound like that makes sense. He never hard launched you, so y'all were never together. 2, he's young and he's rich. Of course, he's smashing other women. Him and Megan got a bond because they're trauma bonding over their mother's passing and them still having to fucking work and show up to events and do their job and pretend to be fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? They're trauma bonding. That makes sense also. So even if he wasn't smashing Megan, he was still smashing a bunch of other bitches. Again, he's young and he's rich. You never had a hard launch with this man publicly. So she was never really fucking on your man. To be honest, it kind of pissed me off because it's like you really chose dick over your friend. Once guns were drawn and guns were fired and blood was drawn, I don't give a fuck about this raggedy nigga. Again, even if he wasn't fucking her, he's fucking other bitches. Why would you think you're the only one? Kelsey, why would you think that? Who gives a fuck at this point? This man is crazy enough to start shooting fucking and aiming in the direction of a woman in a bathing suit. A nigga that's not claiming me publicly, and I just started fucking on him a couple months ago, and he's shooting fucking bullets at people. I'm not choosing you. I'm not choosing this nigga. I'm not picking this nigga's side. Clearly unhinged. Why would I? What? That don't even make fucking sense. Them fucking on each other, whatever, that makes sense. That's young 20s bullshit. No one cares. But ain't no way I'm choosing dick of a couple of months over my friend over 5 fucking years. And why would I think that I'm not the only bitch he fucking on? And we ain't even make a hard launch yet.
Quick, I am not saying that Megan was right in humping on a dude that Kelsey obviously liked. I'm not saying that Megan was right in doing that. What I am saying is once the guns went off and blood was shed, all of that to me is now water under the bridge, especially about a dude that I just started liking and just started humping on a couple months ago. At that point, if she really, really felt some type of way, I would break up with both of them. I would break up with Megan as my friend because I feel some type of way because you know I like this dude, and I would definitely break it off with him because clearly you're unhinged and you're shooting and firing bullets at people.
Then I had a situation like that, small story, had a situation like that with my sorors in college. These bitches, same scenario. You're not with this man. You're not with this man. This man is not claiming you. He just a nigga you fuck on every now and then, right? He just a nigga you fuck on every now and then. You find out that he also fucking on one of the sorors. These dumb bitches want to try to have a conversation about you need to stop fucking, you need to stop. Bitch, why would any of y'all think you the only one? And you not even, neither one of y'all claiming this nigga and this nigga not claiming you. This is college. Why would you think he not fucking on other women? And 2, why the fuck would you ever in your life try to go against your soror like that over a nigga that's not yours? These bitches really be picking dick over friendships, and that's why I don't got female friends now. Who does that? Anyway, so then it's Megan versus the world, right? It's Megan versus the world. And it's just like, again, unhinged people. Because once guns have been fired and blood has been drawn, who gives a fuck about what the fuck we arguing about? What is going on? So then her and Fame, everybody chose a side. Everybody did what they did, right? The trial happened and everything like that. I'm so happy, honestly, that the state of California won. But we knew that was going to happen, because when the last time you seen somebody go against the government and the government lose? Like, I already knew it was in the bag. Once I knew it wasn't Megan versus Tory Lanez and it was the state of California versus, sir, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Like, you're going to jail. Like, no shade, but you're going to jail. When the last time you seen a nigga win a trial against the government? Like, what? So then, with the whole thing with the women and the sexuality versus the media, it just takes me to a place, and I'm gonna end this. It takes me to a place of the FKA Twigs situation that's going on right now, and she's been battling her situation of domestic violence, and she's been, for years, have been put on trial against the world. And it leads me to my conclusion of this video that the world is fighting really, really hard to keep the status quo of only certain women. First of all, you got to be a perfect victim. They're fighting. The world is fighting very, very hard. Men and women are fighting very, very hard to keep the status quo of the world, that you have to be the perfect victim in order to receive any type of protection. And the state of California winning against Tory Lanez was a big victory for a lot of women, because I feel like, honestly, it's been orchestrated recently, to me, with the whole Amber Heard situation and all that kind of stuff. It's like they're purposely, in the movie pictures, purposely being obvious about the whole feminism thing, but they're not really. They're just trying to, like, piss people off. I feel like it's kind of orchestrated in a way of, like, I'm getting a little bit into conspiracy now, but I feel like it low-key is a little orchestrated in a way, because it's like, why all of a sudden now you trying to, like, pick all these women in these movies and in real life, these cases that keep the status quo of, you're not the perfect victim as a woman. You have to be fucking Emily Dickerson, never went outside ever, and wear a nun costume every day of your life in order for you to be believed in a domestic violence situation, in order for you to be protected and cared for in the world, in a domestic violence situation. And I'm not saying Amber Heard is a victim. I'm saying I feel like media keeps with movies forcing the whole shoving the whole feminism down people's throat type of thing, instead of realizing that feminism benefits everybody, but it's like they're making it in an obnoxious way, so that way people kind of push back on the idea of feminism benefiting everybody. And then they're using certain cases, like an Amber Heard, where a woman that is lying, they try to just use that to justify all women are lying. And that keeps the status quo and the expectation, you know, of women being believed very, very low. Because you have this very, very public case of a woman lying, and then now abusers jump on the bandwagon, and apologizers jump on the bandwagon of the abusers, and they're like, well, you remember the Amber Heard situation, so maybe she's lying. Well, you remember this, so maybe she's lying. And I feel like people like Megan Thee Stallion and regular women, and I love how she talked about being a regular woman and not being famous or rich and having to deal with something like this. I love that she talked about that. Also, she mentioned that in the documentary. But also a woman like FKA Twigs, who is like, oh, well, first of all, she does meet the Eurocentric beauty standards, and her situation with a white man. And it's just like, she's being on trial publicly also for her domestic violence situation. And again, because she's not the perfect victim, because the way she expresses her art, she's not a media darling, right? She's not a media darling. So it's like she's fighting also against people trying to hold on to the status quo of the same excuse. Well, you know, sometimes women lie, insert very, very public case here. So now all of them are lying. So now all of them, none of them deserve protection. None of them deserve any type of belief or anything like that. And everybody just goes on with the same status quo and bullshit. And I feel like it's so fucked up. you know what I'm saying? My heart really goes out to Megan and FKA Twigs and women alike, and women, you know, whose names we don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Poor and, you know what I'm saying, not known. Like, it's just crazy. Like, my heart really goes out to women in general. The fact that we got to deal with this. And then the fact that sometimes we even got to go against our own, because I love that she didn't just mention the men that were saying things online. She mentioned the women too. Like, first of all, none of us was there. None of us was there. But we do know facts. We do know facts. And you can't argue facts. And if you don't like somebody, you don't like their art, you don't like the way they live their life, okay, you don't like them. But you can't even be honest with yourself and say that because I don't like this person, that is why I'm justifying this person being physically harmed. And it keeps the status quo of the programming in people's minds from the time that they were very, very young, that sexual women, first of all, everybody's sexual because that's just a fucking human thing. It's a basic fucking human need. But anyway, sexual women deserve to be physically harmed. And I feel like that's what that situation was with FKA Twigs and Megan Thee Stallion and women alike. You expressing yourself as a woman in any fucking way that's not a fucking Virgin Mary, you deserve to be harmed. You deserve to be harmed. You deserve to get the shit beat out of you. You deserve to live in fear of your life fucking being taken from you. And you gotta ask yourself, as a human being, why do you think you have authority over another fucking person's life? Because you don't like what they choose to do with their own body. Instead of just going and being around people that you do like. Unhinged. Unfucking hinged. When you realize you're in a world full of unfucking hinged people, that's scary. That is wild. So anyway, I just want to end it with that. That's my long ass rant. I really enjoyed the documentary. Like I said, I feel like it was well told. The story was well told, and I like how it ended. Also, because it opens up, to me, it opens up a part 2 or something, maybe 10 years from now, of how she's evolved past that. I feel like she got a long, amazing long career ahead of her. I feel like Megan really could be like another Rihanna, to be honest. Like, yes, it's music and it started out as music right now, but I could really see her taking it far and just being like a mogul. I don't know in what, but I could see her, you know, taking it far. And yeah, that's my rant about patriarchy and misogyny and misogynoir. Subscribe if you made it this far. If you made it this far, please subscribe. I would like to go live. I'm not really huge on the schedule, and I really don't want to have the obligation of talking about current events. This is just one video that I'm doing now about a current event, but you know, just know, disclaimer, if you're subscribing here, I'm not gonna be it's not gonna be a current event every single time. This is just a little bit of things that like I'm interested in, and I just felt called to make this video while I was thinking about it, because I just watched her documentary and I really wanted to talk about it. Clearly I had a lot on my mind. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one.